everyone, I'm Paloma from PortuguesePod101.com and welcome to Whiteboard Lessons. Oi gente, tudo bom? Hi everyone, I'm Paloma from PortuguesePod101.com and welcome to Whiteboard Lessons. Oi gente, tudo bom? Meu nome é Paloma. Okay, so today we're going to talk about occupations in Portuguese. Okay, are you ready? Let's jump right into the vocabulary. First one is estudante. Estudante. Estudante can use both with man and woman. That means student. Next one is policial. Policial. You can also use it with man and woman, and that means police officer. Next one is advogado. Advogado is for man, and advogada is for woman, and that means lawyer. Next one is pesquisador and pesquisadora. Pesquisador for man and pesquisadora for woman. That means researcher. Next one is barista. Barista. That means barista. Next we have professor. Professor and professora. Professora. That means teacher or professor. Next is médico. Médico and médica. Médica for woman. That means doctor. Next one is jornalista. Jornalista. Jornalista means journalist. Next we have vendedor. Vendedor for man and vendedora. Vendedora for woman. That means salesperson. Next is enfermeiro. Enfermeiro and enfermeira. Enfermeira. That means nurse. Next is chefe. Chefe means chef in English. Next is engenheiro. Engenheiro and engenheira. Engenheira for woman. That means engineer. Next is contador. Contador and contadora. Contadora for woman, which means accountant. And last one is caixa. Caixa. Caixa means cashier. Okay, now that we've seen the different vocabulary for this lesson, let's see the dialogue. Here's the dialogue for today. Você é professora? Não, eu não sou professora. Eu sou estudante. Você é professora? Are you a teacher? Não, eu não sou professora. No, I'm not a teacher. Eu sou estudante. I'm a student. So, as you can see here, you have professora. So, we know that we are talking about a female person. Okay? Estudante is the same for both, so we wouldn't know if it's a man or a woman. Okay, now let's see more examples. Não, eu não sou estudante. Eu sou policial. Let's try. Can you say the gender of this person only by this sentence? Estudante and policial. Both of those occupations are used both for man and woman, so you cannot say if it's a man or a woman you're talking about. Não, eu não sou estudante. Eu sou policial. No, I'm not a student. I'm a police officer. Não, eu não sou policial. Eu sou advogada. No, I'm not a police officer. I'm a lawyer. And here, can you say the gender? Yes, you can. You have advogada. That is feminine. If you say, não, eu não sou policial. Eu sou advogado. Then you're talking about a man. Okay, so finally, let's see the pattern for this lesson. It's pretty simple. Eu não sou, I'm not, or eu sou, I'm a. You don't need to add a in Portuguese. You just say eu não sou policial or eu sou policial. You don't need to use or uma before the occupation. Okay? Do you remember the male word for teacher? Professor. Professor. And the word for a female teacher? Professora. Professora. Do you remember how to say I'm not a teacher? Eu não sou professora. Eu não sou professora. And how to say no? Não. Não. Do you remember how to say no, I'm not a teacher? Não, eu não sou professora. Não, eu não sou professora. Do you remember how to say student? Estudante. Estudante. And how to say I'm a student? Eu sou estudante. Eu sou estudante. Do you remember how to say police officer? Policial. Policial. And how to say barista? Barista. Barista. Do you remember the word for a male lawyer? Advogado. Advogado. And the word for a female lawyer? Advogada. Advogada. Do you remember the word for a male researcher? Pesquisador. Pesquisador. And the word for a female researcher? Pesquisadora. Pesquisadora. Do you remember the word for a male doctor? Médico. Médico. And the word for a female doctor? Médica. Médica. Do you remember the word for a male salesperson? Vendedor. Vendedor. And the word for a female salesperson? Vendedora. Vendedora. Do you remember the word for a male nurse? Enfermeiro. Enfermeiro. And the word for a female nurse? Enfermeira. Enfermeira. Do you remember the word for a male engineer? Engenheiro. Engenheiro. And the word for a female engineer? Engenheira. Engenheira. Do Do you remember the word for a male accountant? Contador. Contador. And the word for a female accountant? Contadora. Contadora. Do you remember how to say journalist? Jornalista. Jornalista. And how to say chef? Chefe. Chefe. Do you remember how to say cashier? Caixa. Caixa. Okay, that's it for this lesson. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Let us know in the comments what's your occupation in Portuguese. If you don't know, leave in the comments and we'll help you translate it as well. Até mais! Tchau, tchau!
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.